What's good, YouTube? House of Champs here with Faisal Kahn. He just topped the 1,450 person YCS Atlanta, and one of the biggest events of the year again. Great to have you back. Any shout outs before we start?
My friends who came with me from Chicago, they helped me test, especially my brother. He gave me a lot of the ideas for the build that I ended up running, and also my friends from back home in Chicago. And I went 10-1 in Swiss and ended at 7th place after standings.
Alright, let's get into it.
Alright, so I was playing Pepe, 3 Skull Crobat, 3 Monkey Board, 3 Pendulum Sorcerer, Guitardle, Lizard Draw, and Silverclaw. Silverclaw is like, these guys are high skill, but he has value in the extra because he's level 4. And if you have this or this, you can make a Skull Crobat 21 by putting this in the scale to run over Evil Swarm Nightmare. Those are the only performance pals. For mages, 3 Damage Juggler. I thought about playing the version that doesn't have the mages in it, but I feel like this card's too strong against Wavering Eyes, and when you use Maxi to put pressure on your opponent, it makes them even more hesitant towards trying to OTK you. 3 Plush Fire. I see people playing 2, but I think 3 is necessary. Like, it does too much. Just the 1 Hat Tricker. It comes up for combos. You can, like, normal a Spellcaster, special it, and then make Trapeze and Crash with Infinity to out that. Mirror Conductor, low scale that you need, and it kills Ignisters, and it's got a really good effect. I didn't play Trick Clown because my testing group normally calls it Brick Clown.
Yeah.
You'll often draw like uneven scales and then just like a dead Trick Clown. So it's bad more than it's good.
Yeah.
And then for the Draco Slayers, Luster, 3 Luster, 2 Vector, Master, pretty standard. And then 3 Maxi. The reason I chose to main this is because I actually made a build where I was going second. I was blinding second game 1, and if you open this going second in the mirror, you're like in such a good situation. And then 2 Ghost Ogre to complement the same idea. It's also good against Monarch because you can hit Dominion when they try to reduce levels with it. 3 Face Off, standard. 3 Wavering, standard. And my MVP of the weekend, 3 Forbidden Chalice in the main. As I said earlier, I was going second in the mirror, so often they'd make a board like Infinity Nightmare, Infinity Rafflesia, or even if they had all 3, this made it super easy to out. Because like I'd use Silverclaw to kill the Nightmare, and then this to just negate the other thing. And then I'd make my own board, and then they just lose. Nice. No one saw it coming. And then for the extra deck, I played 3 Ignister because it's the best card in the extra deck, easily. The 3rd came up quite often. It doesn't come up as much in the mirror, but in Cosmo and Monarch, it's a huge grind, and having 3 of these is really good. Majester, Dynaster, 2 Ptolemaios, Nova, Infinity, Pleiades, and Diamond. Diamond actually came up against Monarch because he couldn't summon Erebus and use this effect because I would dump it off, and I won a game because of it because he had Eidos and Idea in the grave, but he couldn't use Eidos' effect to summon Idea. And then Castel, Diamond Dyer, Evil Swarm Nightmare, and Trapeze. And then for the side deck, 2 Side Blocker. I'd side at least one of this, regardless of what I'm going in pretty much every matchup, because no matter what your opponent has, you can just instantly check it. So it's like extremely versatile and really powerful, and you can also Pendulum Summon it, which is really strong. 2 Cyber Dragon Core. I know a lot of people aren't playing this for their side of Cosmo, but the reason I chose this is because when your opponent like tries to Solemn Strike your Pendulum Summon, you can Pendulum this since it's level 2 and Monkey Board is scale 1. So when they empty your board, you can just banish it to summon another one and then contact Qs anyway. And Cyber Dragon Nova has an effect where you can detach a material to summon a Cyber Dragon from your grave, so you can summon this back and contact that way too. 1 Eccentric. This is mainly for Monarch, and it's searchable with Wavering Eyes. technically. You can use it to pop the Vanity's Fiend or the monster, or just hit the Dominion or any back row that you're trying to bait to Chimera attack to go along with that. This Dweller, I was siding Dweller because I felt like I needed to play the third Ignister over that, and I didn't really need this in the mirror match, so I would put this against like Monarch, Burning Abyss, and Cosmo, usually for the Dinosaur or the Nightmare. 3 Twin Twister, Regeki, and 3 Solemn Strike. The reason I didn't want to main this card is because game 1 I'm not guaranteed to choose that I'm able to go first, because I can lose a die roll, and most players right now are going first. So I chose to side it so that when I get to choose, I know for sure that I'm going first and I can have this in my deck. And games 2 and 3, I chose to go first to throw them off, and it's especially good if I won the die roll game 1 and I went second, and they'd assume I do the same thing again.
All right. Any notable rounds before we head out here?
I played a bunch of mirror matches. I opened double flush fire in the last match, and it was an absolutely unplayable hand. And yeah.
All right. Thanks, man.